Oh boy. Well, this is it's an unusual one for multiple reasons. One, this is the 52nd weekly game roulette. That means it has been one full year since I started doing one game roulette a week minimum. Um, the universe has tried to stop me in many different ways since I started trying to do just, one stream a week for 1 year. It doesn't sound like that hard of a thing to do when, there's 7 possible days that you could do that in any given week. But man, has the universe ever tried to stop me? I got sick multiple times. I got COVID one week and still managed to squeeze out a stream on the last possible day of that week. And man, even just the last couple of weeks, I've had stuff happening. I thought I was gonna be moving in the immediate future. I still might be moving to a new house pretty soon. But anyway, yeah, then this week started, and I had a fever just out of nowhere that lasted for a couple of days. Thankfully, that fever was my only symptom, and it did go away after a couple of days. I'm doing good now. Man, I went out of town to help my brother move, and I still managed to stream during the week that I did that. Um, all kinds of stuff has happened. So basically, this is the stream that God Himself was too weak to stop. I shouldn't say that because, it is raining right now, and my power actually did flicker out for a second before I started streaming. And that could very well happen again. Lightning might strike the house itself here. I might entirely lose internet. Or I might just, get killed directly by some lightning as I'm trying to stream. But I am here. Oh, yeah, the other thing that tried to stop me in the final stretch. I had decided last week, by random chance, that this was going to be a stream of Game Gear games. And I realized last minute, oh, hey, I don't have a Game Gear emulator. I don't have access to Game Gear ROMs, and my usual sources for that are not available. So I decided to preempt the Game Gear stream, and I'm just going to do PC games like normal this time. It's just going to be a regular across the plate PC game roulette. Game Gear is postponed to probably next week once I get all that business sorted out. But anyway, if you have never seen a game roulette before, the premise is that I have a backlog of nearly 300 games, PC games that I've acquired through free giveaways or bundle purchases or sales or other deals. Games that I have wanted to get around to at some point and give them a try, but hadn't ever made the time for. So I devised these streams where I literally spin a wheel, decide on a few games, and then play them for about 45 minutes to decide if I like them or if I would play more of them in the future. And normally, for one of these streams, what I would do is spin the wheel um, in the previous week's stream to figure out what the games are going to be. That way, I have plenty of time to download them and install them and make sure they're going to run properly. This week, though, it's going to have to be a little different. So, what I'm going to have to do this time is so I've already got one game that I spun previously, and what I'm going to have to do now is pull the wheel up, and I'm going to decide what the second game is going to be before I start the first game. So, let me get my list of games out here. And we will get started on that. Okay. All right. I think I've got it about ready here. 1 second. Oh, I guess I usually leave the music on when I'm doing the wheel part, don't I? Let me put that back on. So this is the current wheel as it stands here. Currently there are 291 games on the wheel. And in order to make it a little more readable and make the actual wheel spinning a little more fun, I usually will shuffle it up, scramble the names, and then I'm going to cut it down to 50 games. And the games that I played during this stream will be drawn from that pool of 50. So let's see, that's 110 games right there, 90 games, 70 games, and 50 games. All right, perfect. I cut it down perfectly. All right, so this is the point where you in the audience can place your bets on what you think I'm going to land on, or what you hope I'm going to land on. It looks like there's a lot of good stuff on here. Synthetic I want to play, Ring of Pain I want to play. Oh, Darkest Dungeon, I've heard that's great. Sable I've heard is awesome. There are so many good things on here that I want to play. Super Hot, wow. Yeah, this is kind of an all-star random lineup. Short Hike. Oh man. You can't really go too wrong with most of these. Now watch me land on 4 more games that I have just never heard of in my life. Oh, Shady Night is on there. That's actually wrong. I played Shady Night in a past stream. I don't know how it's still here. Oh well, if I land on that, I'll just spin something else. Anyway, let's go. We already know the first game for today is going to be Minute Fun Racer. And in a past stream, I actually played Minute itself. So we are getting, for game number 2, looks like Duskers. Now, I'm not too sure what that is. So what I'm going to have to do here is start installing Duskers, and then as that's installing, I will start playing Minute Fun Racer. So let me see, where do I have Duskers? On what platform do I own Duskers? Where is this? Okay, so this was an Epic Launcher giveaway. So I'm gonna pull it up on there. Okay, give me just a moment. The Epic Launcher is always a little slow for me. Oh, weird. I never, uninstalled the games from last time, so I've still got Saints Row 4 on here. And the Lego Builder's Journey. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of those. And then real quick, I will find Duskers and get that installing. Okay, I have found it in my library. And okay, I believe it's installing. So let me start up Minute Fun Racer. Oh, and yeah, let me go ahead and add Duskers to the lineup there. And let's do, question marks in these, because we don't know what I'm going to be playing. I don't know if I'm going to be doing the backup game. Okay. Now that I've had, 10 minutes of prep time, let's see if I can get this game up on screen. Oh, and I need to get the timer out also. And I guess I need to stop the Sonic music. Hold on. There we go. Okay, timer. It is here. Okay, now I am ready to start the first game after 10 minutes of prep. Alright. Now hopefully this is going to be... Oh, hold on, the timer's not working. I have to get that in working order. Also, yeah, if you hadn't paid attention yet, I decided since it was like a stormy, wet day that I was going to be in the old Heroes 3 fortress back here. A nice swampy environment. I'm coming to you live from the Heroes 3 fortress. Streaming in the Basilisk pit. Alright, looks like this is controller game. Use the left stick to move. Alright. Oh, shit. Oh, wow. Okay, so it's very much like the original game Minute, where you can run out of time. Oh, damn, you can buy a flame decal? The helmet allows you to bump into one car, safety first. Just like real life, it does allow you to bump into one car. Picking up coins will give you extra time. Well, it should. One free coffee per customer. Oh, cool. That'll get you going. The premium insurance. Bank a coin for every collision. Wow. More grip means faster steering. Hitting trash cans will give you a boost. Damn, look at all these unlockables. Put more money on the street. Damn. Drive backwards. Ooh, a VIP key. Well, I think for now I just need to get money equals time. That seems like the most necessary upgrade. Alright. Now coins will give me extra time. Oh, I just passed my best time. Alright. You know, I kind of assumed in the first few seconds that coins were gonna give me extra time. It's interesting that, like, this basic gameplay feature was actually something you have to buy at the beginning. Oh, damn. Those are some risky coins. Oh boy, a lot of traffic. Oh, man. But look at that, I got 31 coins. Oh, what are the goals? Drink the coffee. Nice. Dang, okay. Well, I now have enough coins to buy the flame decal. I think that's probably the most important thing. Alright, so I got that. I can't actually see the flame decal on my little scooter here. So that seems like kind of a scam. Wait, where's all the coins? Where's all the coins? I'm just gonna go again this time. Oh man. Alright. Man, I really need to be trying to get like every coin, or I'm just gonna have no time at all. Some of them are so risky though. So from my understanding, I think Minute Fun Racer is like a game that is either like only given away in like charity bundles or like it's just always free. But if you haven't played the original Minute, I definitely would recommend that one. It was pretty fun. And it's kind of like this, where like you have literally a 1 minute time limit every life that you play in the game, but it's this kind of like Zelda-like adventure. Oh, apparently I did reach the desert, huh? I don't need to bump into one car, I don't think. Don't know if I want the insurance either. I mean, it'll pay for itself eventually, but it might take a while. I only need one more coin to put more coins on the street, so I think I want to just save up for that. Alright, now I can afford to cut that deal with the bank. Oh, damn. I hit a trash can. Well, I'm glad to know that, like, running into stuff doesn't kill you, it just, like, slows you down a little. Alright. So I can be a little more dangerous, potentially running into stuff. I was just, you know, trying to be a safe driver. Fuck! And there I go, crashing into a car. Alright, let's get more coins on the street here. Good. More coins means more fun racing. Ah, frick. Oh, I just now noticed the thing at the bottom that says press A to accelerate. I have not been using that. Wow. I've been a fool. Oof. Now that I can accelerate, I can do so much better. Sand zone. Ah, frick! I'm dead again. Get your time from 1 back up to 10. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. My learner's permit. Alright, what else do I want? Good wheels sounds excellent, so I'll take that. And yeah, I guess I'll buy the helmet, even though I don't plan on running into any cars. As practice has shown, it does happen, even if you're not planning on it. Oh shit, oh shit! Man. I really fucked up on that one. We're just gonna pretend that one didn't happen. Whoa. Is it just me, or like, does the whole game look kind of blurry? Like, my character sprite doesn't, but I feel like everything else seems kind of blurry when I'm moving. Oof. Lost my helmet there, okay. We're back to Sand Zone. Oh, shit. I just realized, Sand Zone is also the name of an area in Cave Story, one of my favorite games. Driving backwards doesn't sound great because, like, I feel like the whole idea is to go forwards. Ooh. Alright, so I got the trash can boost. I need to actually aim for trash cans now. Nice. Wow, I've come so far. Oh yeah. I gotta say, this is a pretty fun racer. Oh, hit that truck. But I beat my record. Live, laugh, love. Oh man, this is rough. There's like a real drought of coins here. Shit. That was really good though. Accelerate for 10 seconds straight. Nice. Crash into the most expensive car. Pull off a triple trash turbo combo. That sounds pretty cool. Do a cool trick. Drive off the screen. Finish with no coin left behind. Yeah, right. Buy everything from the store. Make back your insurance cost. It's kind of funny. Well, I better buy the insurance. Then I'll start making back that cost pretty soon. I wonder, it kind of seems like the obstacles and stuff are a bit, like, randomly generated. Because I've noticed, like, sometimes you just don't see one of those ramps with, like, a ton of coins on it. Sometimes you only get those, like, 3 coin ramps. Oh, I think I hit a cactus or something. Hit some tires. Oh, I think I crashed into a wheelbarrow there. I feel like I might potentially be able to finish this whole game within the 45 minutes. Also, I might have mentioned this in the original, like, minute stream, but I like how the player character looks like a little Tamagotchi guy. I have hoarded over 100 coins, and I get rewarded for that with 10 more coins. Now, let's get the VIP key here. Damn, the sequel to Helmet? You can get a horn? Some coins are worth much more than others. Ooh, man. Wow, man, some of this stuff is pretty expensive. This trophy screams to the world, "Ah, I am rich!" Other than that, it's useless. Man, the magnet would be rad. The forgery would also be very cool. I gotta, like, save up for some of that stuff. Oof. Oh, no. Alright, that was bad. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Oh, that was terrible. What goal did I accomplish? Become a VIP. Oh, nice. I did do that, didn't I? I wonder, There was a goal that said, like, crash into the most expensive car, so I wonder if that was the limousine. Well, hopefully I just got that. Here we are in the desert. This is where it really gets tough. Stay away. Oh, I hit the car there. Alright, well, I guess the limo was not the most expensive car. Another one was, like, get in trouble with the police. So I think I should crash into a cop car. Let's see if I can find one of those. There's one. Yeah. Whoa. Okay. You know, I'm kind of wondering if I should start doing game roulettes like this in general. Just like deciding the games as I go every time. I feel like in general I could do that. Also, I guess I did not get in trouble with the police, so I don't know what you're supposed to do if not drive into their car. Yeah, I haven't unlocked reverse. Do I really need reverse, though? I'd rather save up for, like, the more valuable coins. Oh, no. I also don't think I have done the triple trash combo yet. Whoa, so many coins here now. Yeah. Oh, this could be a new record. I don't want to jinx it, but it could be. Oh yeah. Rock on. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. No. I got so close that time. Okay, well I think I should do forgery. That'll help me out a lot. That might really help me get to the end. It's kind of hard to, like, read the numbers on the coins as you're driving, though. Like, I thought at the beginning that some of the coins had 2 printed on them, but I don't think that's actually the case. I think they all just say 1. They just look kind of blurry in motion. Sand zone. Oh, I'm out of coins. No. Okay. Hey! Oh shit! I got the triple trash combo. I didn't realize it would give you that, like, huge speed boost. That's awesome. Oh no. Oh man. Oh geez. Oh, that was rough. Alright, triple trash combo get. I mean, should I do the stunt guide? I kind of want to save up and get the magnet. That seems like it would be the most helpful thing. Oh, hey. Welcome. This Toby Fox game. Have you ever played the original Minute? Because this is Minute Fun Racer. Oh, shit. I played Minute itself in a past stream, but it was pretty cool. Oh man, this is a really tough spot. Ooh. Had to crash into the giant limo. I had a feeling that was going to be the goal. So Minute was kind of like a retro Zelda game but every time you start it, you have like literally 1 minute to live, and you basically would have to like make progress in the game by like discovering a new spawn point within the minute that you're given, and sometimes that involves like exploring and solving puzzles and defeating enemies and stuff. And so you just kind of like incrementally make progress 1 minute at a time. It was a pretty fun little gimmick. You'd play as this little Tamagotchi looking man like I'm playing as currently. Oh no. Oh shit. Oh, there was a couple games in that vein. For a minute. Oh boy. You might be right. But it's pretty cool. This one seems to be more of like, you know, it's one of those incremental progress games where you kind of just keep on buying upgrades until the game becomes easy. So right now I'm saving up for the magnet, which I am about 8 coins away from now. I think that's going to really help me to reach the end here. Oh man, oh jeez, oh no. Alright, what goal did I complete here? Oh, I made back my insurance cost, nice. There's kind of different levels. It turns into a desert after a little while. Oh, I got the trash boost, nice. I'm not too sure what the range is like on the magnet. I guess it's pretty good. Also, I'm noticing when I pick up the coins with a 9 on them, they don't actually seem to give me 9 times as much time as the 1 coins. Oh yeah, so now I'm in the desert level. And I'm not sure what comes after desert. I've gotten to about the end of it 1 time, and then I ran out of time. Yeah, the coins just become really few and far between after a while. Oh, this is it. Am I gonna make it? I just barely beat my best time. Oh. Yep. Died again. Alright, I might actually buy the reverse ability. Oh no, I'm off to a bad start. I've already hit 1 car and lost my helmet. It's not looking good for old Minute. Oh geez, oh man. Alright. Oh man. The desert was being kind of generous with the coins there, but yep, then I just smashed into a car. Oh no. Oh, that was really bad. I really want to know what happens when you get to the end. Like, I don't necessarily want to buy all the upgrades, but I want to know what's at the end of that dock. I forgot I had bought the reverse ability. Oh no. Yeah, that was not good. I was hoping that the, what do you call it? That the magnet would help more. It's kind of weak. Well, starting with an extra 5 seconds could really help. I'm really close to affording that, so maybe I should do that. Alright. Oof. Alright, I ate that one car. Oh, good ramp, good ramp. Alright, I gotta stay alive now. Whoa. Whoa. This is it. This could be the run. Goal complete just in time for the sunset. Wow, there it is. I made it to the end. Once you get to the end, you start playing Minute Classic. Look at that. What is game number 2? Duskers? I'm not totally sure. I think it has something to do with, like, you pilot drones through a abandoned spacecraft or something. I'm not sure how much Minute Racer is, because, like, I got it in a charity bundle. It's like the credits say it's, like, I think they only sell it in charity bundles or something like that. But I don't know, I mean, it can't be very much. I don't know, I've probably gotten it in multiple bundles, honestly. Alright, got coins for reaching the ending. Well, dang. I don't even need to, like, buy the rest of the, upgrades now. I guess I might as well, though. I noticed it said there's a lap 2. So I wonder what lap 2 is about. I wonder if it's just kind of the same thing. Wow. What if that's not the true ending? Exactly. Maybe the true fun racer was the friends we made along the way. Man, the triple trash boost is huge. Man. The desert gets so rough. They give you, like, no coins, and there are so many obstacles. Am I gonna do it again? Lap 2? Finished? Wow, lap 2, first try. Finish unscratched and finish lap 2. Wow. Well, I gotta see what the 6 stunts are like. I guess I'll buy the horn. I don't know how you use the horn, though. Okay, and that's every upgrade, then. Except for the trophy. Press B to honk. Alright. Fortnite has not come up on the roulette yet, actually. Generally I don't put free-to-play games on the roulette. Oh, you know, I think I just realized that, like, lap 2 and lap 3 were, like, continuing my progress off of lap 1, so I think, like, my time carried over, and my lack of a helmet also carried over. That makes sense. Oh no. I don't really see the ramps doing anything different. Unless maybe the ramps are just farther apart now, so you get a little more distance from them. Oof. Okay. Oh, I woke someone up. Okay. What are these other goals? Bump into a money transport. Okay, I think I've seen trucks in the desert that, Oh yeah, I was honking a horn. I bought the horn, and so I was just mashing the horn button. Finish taking 1 jump max. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe, like, don't hit more than 1 ramp throughout a run. Finish lap 3, that's pretty rough. Finish without accelerating, that sounds horrible. No coin left behind sounds impossible. I don't know how to do get in trouble with the police. I thought that meant, like, crash into a cop car, but that didn't do it. I don't know how to deliver a pizza either. I can guess how to go for a swim. You probably have to, like, drive into the water. I bet drive off the screen probably has me, like, do this. Yep. Okay, I drove off the screen. I don't know how to get in trouble with the police if not crashing into their cars. And I wonder if the, like, crush 5 skulls is, like, cumulative, or if it means, like, in a single run. Oh, shit. I drove off the screen. Ah, missed a trash combo. Oh no. I want to try to crash... Oh, shit. I was gonna say I wanted to try to crash into one of those money transports. How do I cook the pizza? Oh man. Well, that was pretty sick. Oh, I saw the money transport, but I couldn't hit it. There's one. Ah. Alright. I don't know how to deliver a pizza. Is there maybe like something up on the sidewalk that you have to run into? I've generally not been like paying attention to the sidewalks. Oh, that guy. Yeah. I've got the pizza. Now where do I drop off the pizza? Who can I give the pizza to? I know how to get the pizza, but then where do I take the pizza? Maybe it has to go to the end. I don't know, keep your eyes out on the street and see if there's anybody who looks like they really want a pizza. Oh no. Oh, I guess I delivered it to somebody. I don't know who took it. Oh. Okay. Alright, I'll probably stop, like, right after I buy the trophy, because I'm, like, pretty close to affording it. Oh, I wonder if you get a coin bonus for delivering the pizza. That would make sense. Oh, shit. I'm also still not too sure how you get in trouble with the cops. Oh, man. Yeah. Manhole man. What do you think I need to do to get in trouble with the police? It's not crashing into a police car. At least I'm pretty sure it's not crashing into a police car. I did that once, and it didn't seem to get me in any trouble. Be political. Oh man, I gotta hit that. Yeah. I wish there was a way to get my helmet back during the run. Oh shit. Oh no. There, I tried crashing into the cops again, but it didn't seem to do anything. I wonder if you have to, like, hit 2 cops. That would be pretty messed up if you have to, like, use both of your helmet on the cops. Ooh, dang. Yeah, I can probably crush 5 skulls, And it seems like you do have to do it in one run, because, like, I definitely would have built up enough skulls by now. Oh no. Oh, I can afford the trophy now, at least. Dang. Alright, I got the trophy. Damn, son. Off to a bad start here. Oh no. Should I crush the skulls? There's 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, man. That was going so well. I googled piss off cops minute and there were some not great results on that page. Oh no. Alright, crushed 5 skulls. Well, maybe I'm just gonna, like, try to hit 2 cop cars and see if that works. There's one. Alright, I got in trouble with the police. I guess you just have to hit 2 of their cars. Oh shit. Oh shit. I'm in big trouble. I've got like a 3-star wanted level now. Ooh, oh no. So close. Okay. Well, now that I got in trouble with the police, I feel like I've done enough. So I'm gonna say I'm done with Minute Fun Racer. There is no quit button, I'm noticing. Okay, there it is. You have to be in-game to do it. Alright. Well, that's a cool little game. Yeah. No quit. Only play. Minute Fun Racer forever. Okay, yeah. So anyway, if you weren't here for the beginning, basically I didn't have my game lineup decided beforehand, so I'm deciding on each game as I go through the list. So, Duskers will be up next, for sure. Give me just a second, and then we're gonna do a wheel spin and figure out what I play after Duskers. I've already got like a random assortment of games lined up. Just a second. Hold on. Okay, so here's the wheel. So place your bets on what you think I should land on, or what you hope I land on. What would be cool to land on. And there's really like a lot of great stuff on this assortment for the wheel. I'm trying to think, what else? I've heard that Ring of Pain would be good. Desktop Dungeons is supposed to be good. Oh yeah, Neon Abyss. That one is supposed to be pretty good too. Anyway, let's see what I'm gonna play after Duskers. Is it something I've never heard of? Yep, it's something I've never heard of. It's gonna be Call of the Sea after Duskers. Alright, so let me see where I own that. Call of the Sea. Looks like it is also on Epic. Is it Lovecraft Schlock? It might be. Call of the Sea. Let's start installing that. Anyway, we're gonna find out if it's Lovecraft Schlock right after I do Duskers. Alright, I can turn off the wheel spinning music. And let's change the stream info here. I'm off of Minute Funracer onto Duskers. Alright, and let me update the list. Call of the Sea. Yeah, definitely some royalty-free wheel music. Okay. And let's start up Duskers and see what this is all about. I'm going to set the graphics quality to fantastic. When am I getting my VTuber avatar? Oh boy, I don't know. Could be one of these days. Training simulation, sure. Use the arrow keys to pilot drone. Oh, look at that. Cool. Press 2 to switch to drone 2. This one's matte. Press space to switch to schematic view of the ships. Okay. Type open A1 or just A1, then enter to open airlock 1. Alright. Alright. Neat. Yeah, this might be one of those play the tutorial only type of games. We'll see. Found a power inlet. Notice how Drone 2 has a generator in its list of upgrades. Oh, yeah. Type generator. Now you've powered an area of the derelict ship. Oh. You can now operate the newly powered doors. However, never open doors to unknown rooms. Notice D4 is open. Type navigate 1 R3 to send drone 1 to room 3. Okay. Navigate 1 R3. Look at that, you don't even have to like directly move them. Press 1 to switch to drone 1's view and search room 3. Ooh. Fuel access point. Recommended command gather. Drone 1 has a gather upgrade. Type gather or ga, then space, tab, or enter to autocomplete to gather propulsion and jump fuel. Hmm. Yeah, I do kind of like the interface, how it's like typing into an old DOS interface or something like that. Let's see if room 4 is safe. Drone 1 has a motion sensor upgrade. Switch to the schematic view and type motion, and then enter. Whoa. The red indicator in room 4 means badness is in there. Let's see if we can herd them out of room 4. First, pilot drone 1 back to room 2. Okay, let me see if I can remember the commands here. Navigate 1 R2, right? Oh, I spelled wrong. 1 R2. Syntax error. Alright, good shit. From the schematic view, use the motion sensor again. Yeah. Type D4 to close door 4, then D5 to open door 5. Mm-hmm. Imagine the stress of having to do something time sensitive and misspelling. Oh god. Okay, D5. I wonder what the enemy is. Now it's safe to open door 2 and explore room 4. Alright. Yeah, I kind of like when a game has a gimmick like this where it feels like you're interacting with an old piece of tech and using like old-fashioned style interface. Navigate 1, R4. Like, this feels like a game that could have been made in like 1993 or something. Yeah. Yeah, that's a cool thing. Like, I rewatched Aliens pretty recently, and I kind of liked how, all of their technology looks like it's from like late 80s and early 90s. They've got like big old CRT monitors and stuff. All right. So let's see. Drone 1 has motion. All right, now it's safe to open door 3 and explore the room on the other side. Okay, I'll roll my D3. Navigate 1 R5. A destroyed drone. Drive up to it and type the command swap to loot its upgrades. It's Luke. Oh no. Alright, we can get lure. Switch back to schematic view. Looks like there's no more ship to explore. To leave, let's try a single navigate command to simultaneously send both drones 1 and 2 back to the docking bay. Okay. Type help navigate to learn how. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. Navigate 1 to R1. Look at him go. Of course, if this was a game, made in the 90s, this would be the whole interface right here. This would be the extent of the graphics. Probably not even this advanced looking. Okay, exit. Oh well, that was a pretty straightforward tutorial, I guess. I guess I'm gonna play the real game then. That didn't really take too long at all. Okay. All right. Okay. Um, I'm not sure what this means. Fuel low 6 days. I guess I should start my emergency distress sequence. Vessels detected 4, response received 0. Dang. Recommended course of action: initiate manual contact with vessels and acquire necessary resources for travel. Okay. Externally modified log detected. Would you like to read? Okay. Gather intel and logs from derelict spacecraft. Gather resources necessary for survival. Search for survivors. If objectives cannot be completed, recommended action: initiate a reset. Okay. Whoa. The tutorial did not tell me about all this. Hmm. Current ship derelict number 0. Board. Alright, I guess, looks like Kelly, Hal, and Brendan are going out on this mission. Wait, where did it say infestation type? Ship class is Government C. Oh, nice. 5 bits. Very cool. I haven't had anybody actually cheer bits in like forever. Feels like it's been months since anybody's ever done that. Nice. Now you're number 1. I just realized you're not first boy anymore. You were first boy for a long time. Probably due to like a Prime subscription or something. Okay, I guess I'm gonna send out Kelly, Hal, and Brendan. None of them... Okay, yeah, one of them has a motion sensor. That's good. Okay. Huh. 89,173 communications found in archive. 89,173 corrupted. Nice, I don't have to read any communications. Okay, let's open A1. And then we're gonna start exploring. Well, Kelly's got the motion sensors. Hal has a generator. And Brendan can tow and interface. I don't know what tow and interface do. I guess I'll send Hal in first. What do you find in here? Okay. Alright, Hal found a generator. Hal found some scrap. Oh, no gather upgrade on Hal. Okay. Oh, shit. Oh, so you have to actually stay near the generator to connect. I see. Alright, and then who's got gather? Kelly does. Okay, get on in here, Kelly. Gather some scrap. Look at her go. Good old Kelly. Okay, and what else are we looking at here? So Kelly has the motion detector. Let's try and detect any motion. Alright, alright. Looks like room 3 and room 4 are safe. Navigate 1, R3. Look at her go. Wow. Drone, recommended command info. Oh yeah, look, there's a little drone here. Tommy is destroyed. Cannot use tow on destroyed drone, only... I can't read that. Only disabled drones. Okay. I can't tow him, he's too destroyed. Sorry, Tommy. Let's see, he's got a probe? Oh, which will explore rooms. Isn't that basically what the drones are for? And I could get an additional generator. Let me see. Brendan has a tow and an interface. I don't think I want to give Kelly the generator, because, like, she has the motion detector and gathering, which means I should, like, make her more available to be more mobile. Where did you see failure probability? Where was that? Navigate 3, R3. The upgrade swap. I'll have to look at that. Alright, Brendan. Oh, you know, that's probably like the probability that a specific upgrade can fail to use or something. Because it's right under, like, the number of missions where that thing has been used. Maybe the upgrades just kind of break down over time. I don't know why there's an exclamation mark next to probe, though. I don't think I need to really take the generator, because we've already got one. Let's just take the probe for now. Alright, and then... Alright, looks like room 5 is also safe. So we'll open up door 2. And let's send Kelly in there. She's getting stuck. Okay, we'll just manually drive her in there. What'd you find, Kelly? Some scrap? Scrap acquired. Gather all. Scrap acquired. Alright, we're kicking ass on this one. Open up that one. Let's just send Kelly on in here. You know, I kind of assumed before I played this game that, you know, we'd be navigating around like a zero-gravity space. And that might be the case, but just like seeing the design of the drones, I can't help but think of them as little Roombas, just like driving around on the floor. Good job, Kelly. You really just, like, Roomba'd up that scrap. Okay, well. Navigate all. Wait, what? Might as well take both. Oh, yeah. That's true, actually. I should take the extra generator. So let's see. Kelly... You know what I think I'll do? Okay, let's send Kelly in here to pick up the generator, and then see if we can give it to Hal. Then he can just have 2 generators. He can just be the generator boy. I'm gonna see if that's possible. Let's see if Kelly can go give the generator to Hal. Look at that. Now Hal's got 2 generator. Okay. This game's actually, like, pretty cool so far. I was a little skeptical that it would get, like, way too technical for me to, like, understand what I'm doing. But, you know, this is pretty neat. The commands are pretty simple. It's nothing, like, too advanced going on. We didn't get any P fuel or J fuel. I'm sad to report. But we got 4 scraps. Yep, okay. 100% looted. Oh, what are my objectives? Yep, okay, okay. No fuel, run over. I can't believe I didn't get P fuel or J fuel. Alright, so I guess I'll have to use 2 of my P fuel to get to Y here. Let's go there. Wow, that was easy. This is Zoged Da, a salvage sea ship with 1 infestation type. The infestation type's 1. Alright, well, let's try it out. We've got a probe now, so maybe that'll, like, help with safety. All communications corrupted. Once again. Alright, I wonder if it's a good idea to just, like, start off with a motion detect. Because, like, what if the very first room is fucked? Okay. Looks like we're good there. We can open up A1. Get in there, Kelly. What did she find? Well, there is a generator. She can gather some scrap. And then let's get Hal in here. Hal is number 2. Go, Hal. Oh, yeah. Oh, I just realized that D10 door down there is already open. Alright, Hal, generator. Good job, Hal. Alright. I'll use motion again. Oh, man. Room 4, red flag. I'm kind of curious how the probes work. Like... Wait, maybe I can type, like, help probe? Drops a probe which will explore rooms. Which scans accessible rooms, picks up nearby active probe. Probes will attempt to navigate through any open doors. I mean, that sounds like just a drone for your drone. Something infesting in there, yeah. Alright, so we need to watch out for room 4. Alright, I'm gonna navigate Kelly Wait, I don't actually know the room number that's beyond door 10, so I guess I need to, like, just go there. Like, it's open. What do we got here? Is it some scrap? Cool, cool. Well, there's another generator. Yeah, see, now I kind of need a second generator here. Maybe I need to have Kelly take a generator from Hal and go start generating in the other room. Alright. Alright, now I wonder if she can motion while she's generating. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay, so I think I'd better explore room 3 first. So let's open door 4. And then I'm gonna move Kelly into room 3. It's fine if she stops generating for a minute, because we already know that room 4 is the dangerous one, and it is completely sealed off. So if I don't open any of those danger doors, then there won't be any problem. Ooh, a fuel access point. Nice. Kelly, gather all. Sweet. We got 1 day of pea fuel. And some scrap. Alright, now I'm gonna try to get a little fancy with it. Oh, yeah, okay, I'll try that out. Alright, Hal, stop generating. Yeah, okay. So those doors do stay propped open. And I guess we have no control over those doors if we don't have Hal on generator duty. Alright, now we're gonna move Kelly back to room 2. We're gonna close door 4. And we're gonna open door 5. Let's see if that provokes the motion that we detected into going into room 3. Aha, so now... Uh-oh. We had a problem there. It went back into room 4. Okay, now... Nice. Got it trapped. Okay, cool. Also, I like that you don't have to, like, consume the motion detector every single time. You can just have, like, one drone sitting still detecting motion. Alright, so now we can go D9. Maybe I'll have Brendan explore. I'll just have Kelly sit still on motion detector duty. Oh wait, we've been in this room already. Oh, what's in here? It's Colin! Okay. Let's see what Colin's rocking. Colin can stun. Interesting. Alright, well, it's a good thing I brought the tow drone in. Towing drone Colin. All salvage must be placed in docking bay prior to departure. Yeah, okay. So go ahead and tow Colin back to the loading bay. I don't think Colin is infested. I mean, he's not infested by anything that's moving, so at least we know that much. All right. All right, he has stopped towing. I don't think we had detected any motion in room 6, but I want to be safe. Let's send Kelly over to room 4 and see if there's anything dangerous. Alright, looks like it's safe. We'll open door 7 there. Well, let's go see what old Brendan can find in there. Alright, Brendan, what you got? What do you got for me? Is there anything in here? Oh, he found some scrap, I guess. Use dock A2 from schematic to redock your ship to airlock A2. Oh, okay. Interesting. So there's 2 different airlocks. That's why it's A instead of D. Got it. Okay. Huh. Alright. That gives you a lot of, like, strategery options. Wait. Wait for what? Oh, space the infestation. Oh, man. That is an intriguing idea. What if we do? I'm going to try it. Okay. But first I'm going to have Kelly go gather up the scrap in that new room. 1 into room 6. Gather all. I like that little honk she makes when she picks up the scrap. Alright. Okay, so... yeah, let's see. I think what I'll do is navigate these 2 into room 4. Then I will close door 7. And what if I just open A2? Can I do that? Oh, it's not powered. Okay. Okay, well, Kelly's got the backup generator. Navigate navigate 1 to room 5. Oh, hold on. I didn't put a space there. Generator 1. Okay. So now, what happens if I hit A2? Opening airlock will depressurize room. Unsecured contents will be evacuated to space. Okay. That's kind of the whole point. So, let's first open door 3. A2. Alright, close airlock leading to room R6 to keep radiation out of derelict. Radiation flooding room. Oh, I didn't know radiation was going to be an issue. Okay. Damn, I'm glad we're not in there. Okay. Well, now, I guess let's close all the doors. Let's close the airlock. And close D3. And then I'll have Kelly go in here and do one more motion detect. Look at that. No motion detected. We have saved the derelict vessel from the infestation. Okay. It says radiation has completely flooded those rooms. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you would think that they wouldn't be all that hurt by radiation. But I don't know. I'm kind of afraid to test it out. But I mean, then again, we also just got Colin. And it would be valuable to know for the future. So, let me see. First thing I'm going to do... Let's have Kelly go in here and take over generator duty. Here's what I'm thinking. And then... Hal here. Give your generator to Colin. Alright, alright. Use probe? I could. I'm still not too sure how probe works, because, like, won't I have to open a door anyway in order to let the probe in? Yeah, that kind of makes sense. But I don't know. Well, let's see if that works. So let's put Brendan in room 4. Probe dropped. Wait, what's the probe doing? What the probe doing? It's, I guess it just kind of like moves around autonomously. There you go. Okay, let's put you in room 2. Okay, so the probe is like a little autonomous thing. I'm gonna... Cube! Alright, so I'm gonna wait for the probe to go into room 4, and then, like, lock it in there. Get on in there, probe. So that's good to know that the probe just, like, moves autonomously in a cycle. Alright, now let's open door 5. Let's see what happens to probe. I like how he's a little smiley face. Okay. Alright, so the door does indeed have to be open. Probe seems to be fine. Probe seems unaffected by the radiation. Okay, but see now, radiation is in room 4. And I have now locked the probe into a completely irradiated room. I don't know if I can still, like, safely test the effects of radiation on a drone. I think I can still do it. First of all, Alright, I'm just gonna get Brendan into the airlock. Let's get Brendan out of harm's way. Kelly has to stay on the generator. Okay, yeah, so radiation completely flooded that room even though I had the doors closed. And... Alright, new plan. Let's open up door 10. And Hal is going to be the new guinea pig. Here you go, Hal. We are going to test the effects of radiation on drones. Close you in there. Alright, Hal, what's going to happen? What's going to happen to you if I open this door? Oh, no. Oh, no. Get out of there, Hal. Get out of there. He's taking damage. Get out of there, Hal. I'm so sorry. But hey, mystery solved. Now we know that radiation hurts drone. Alright. I wonder if there's a way to retrieve the probe. I don't think it can be done without damaging a, like an actual drone. So, I think I'm just going to call this mission here. I mean, you know, this was a pretty successful mission. We got some P fuel. We learned how probe works. We learned that radiation does hurt drone. And we rescued Colin. Okay. How do I leave again? Exit. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. P fuel collected. I don't know what to do with all this scrap. Hal's drone health dropped to 70. He's got 63% remaining. Alright. Yeah, pretty good shit. You access the modifications menu to use scrap to modify or repair equipment and drones. Okay. Let's see. It only takes 4 scrap to get him to full health. I can afford that. And let's get Colin in action also. I can't get all of his HP back, but I can get, like, most of it. Let's do this. I can get him up to a good 40. Kelly is an absolute tank. She's definitely like the MVP of the team. Oh wow, you can add 25 motion sensors for only 2 scrap. That's really good. Nice. This is honestly like a pretty dang cool game. I like this quite a bit. I was like kind of skeptical on how it would go, but I could definitely like play more of this. I really like the keyboard only interface. That's one thing that I kind of miss about like a lot of retro games. It's, something like very unique to PC gaming. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love that so many modern PC games also have gamepad support and play a lot like retro action games, but there's definitely a lot fewer nowadays that are like 100% keyboard controlled. And that's kind of nice to play once in a while. Now, I don't have time to go on another mission, but that is kind of unfortunate because this is quite a cool game. There's a lot of like strategery to it. You have to like be very thoughtful about where you're going to move your drones and what you're going to do with them and everything. It kind of reminds me in some ways of FTL, except like not so action oriented as FTL is, I guess. Oh yeah, that would be interesting too. It'd be interesting to find out more about these infestations and like what all they can do. All right. But well, that's it for Duskers. Actually like quite cool. I think I like that even more than Minute Fun Racer. All right, so let's cross that one off. And in a second, I'm going to get into Call of the Sea and find out if it is some Lovecraft schlock or something else. Meanwhile, let's spin and find out what I'm going to play after Call of the Sea. Alright, just a second here, just a second. There's the wheel, removing Call of the Sea. And, okay. So, what should the final game be? I really hope that it's synthetic. I've heard that that one's very good. I've also heard great things about Darkest Dungeon, and believe it or not, I have never played it. Even though it seems like absolutely my type of game. So, it's probably going to be, yet another game that I have never heard of. But, let's see. Ooh, so close to synthetic. But nope, it is Pixros. I don't know what that is, but I hope it's a Picross game, because I do enjoy a good Picross puzzle. Alright. Pixros. And there might not be any need for a backup game, so we might not even need to spin that. I just realized it looks like Call of the Sea is still installing. Is that the avatar making thing I see on Twitter? I think you were thinking of Picru, maybe? Also, yeah, it looks like Call of the Sea paused installation while I was playing Duskers. So I guess, in the meantime, let's spin a backup game, just in case I end up needing to resort to one. In case, like, Call of the Sea is such garbage that I cannot possibly play it for 45 minutes. Or if I'm just not able to launch any of these games. So, let's see. Backup game while Call of the Sea finishes installing. What do we got? And if I don't end up resorting to this game, then this will be the game for next time. It's called After Hours. Alright. I have never heard of After Hours. But there it is, that's the backup game. Call of the Sea is still not done installing. Let's see if you can make my VTuber on Picru. Yeah, if you can do that, I'll show it on stream. Sure. Well, Call of the Sea has 19 viewers on Twitch right now. Okay, well, it's still installing, so I should probably see if I can download Pixaros in the meantime. And that one was in one of those giant itch bundles, you know, which tends to happen. Also, man, like, my whole computer is running a lot slower at the moment. I wonder if it has to do with, Call of the Sea installing. The Epic launcher in general tends to run like trash on my computer. It's just making everything slower. So I guess we're in like kind of an intermission mode right now. You hit random a few times? Okay. Well, let me see if I can get that to load. Man, just everything on my computer is running super slow right now. I clicked on the link, but it's like still not doing anything. In fact, I kind of think OBS is just not responding right now. So... Oh, the green screen background? It's from Heroes of Might and Magic 3. It's the, like, swamp faction. It's called Fortress. Oh, hey, it loaded. Okay. So I guess this is it? Interesting. I'm gonna pull up... I'll try to pull up on screen what it's showing me here. Man, I cannot stress enough how slow my whole computer is running at the moment. Like, I'm trying to hit the button to, like, do a screen cap. Oh, wow, it just now pulled up. Let's see if it lets me just, like, paste the image on here. Okay. Okay, so I have to actually have the file on my hard drive. Give me just a second. Alright, so is this the image that you linked? Is this my VTuber avatar? I mean, it looks just like me. Wow. Perfect. I can see the resemblance. Yeah, I guess so. I love the 4 different ribbons in the hair and the kind of like off-center horns. Very sweaty. That's powerful. Okay, I think Call of the Sea is almost done. And my computer is getting back to normal speed. I have successfully downloaded PixROS in the meantime. Let me just, put my new avatar down here. That's the new me. Yeah. Okay, I think I can finally attempt launching Call of the Sea. Let's go. Oh, yeah, no wonder it took so long. This game is 37 fucking gigabytes. I mean, that's not like a huge game nowadays, but like by indie game standards, that's a fucking mammoth. $37.6 gigabytes. No wonder it took so long and like slowed my computer down to a crawl. Press enter. I really like don't have any idea what sort of game this is though. So we're just gonna kind of find out. We're gonna fuck around and find out. It could be Lovecraftian. Oh, okay. I wonder.
What was that? What are those voices?
There's a slight possibility that this may have Lovecraftian influences. Oh, okay, it's a first-person game. I have to adjust for my handicap then, and to invert the y-axis. That did not invert the y-axis, you fuckers. Okay, now it's good. It looks like I am answering the call of the sea. Subnautica.
I've been here before. I've been here my entire life. I'm trapped in here.
Well, it does have, a good amount of graphics.
Stairs.
It is pretty.
Climbing these stairs again. I need to get out. The voices are calling me.
The voices. I'm hearing the call of the sea.
Broken. I have to fix my old music box. I have to get it. I have to. Those horrible dreams again.
You mean it was only a
I've
dream?
had them repeatedly ever since my mother died and left me that music box in her will.
I love waking up every morning and expositing my own life.
Something to do with my family's strange disease. If the doctors won't give us an answer about your illness, I'll search for one myself, you said. And in that search, it seems you lost yourself. I don't think I'd ever...
Pardon me, madam.
This also kind of reminds me of like more colorful Bioshock.
Thank you so much, Captain Hodgson. I'll be right out.
I kind of get that impression from it too.
All right, time to gather my things.
Alright, so I'm on a boat. It seems a little inefficient to put the life preservers inside the rooms. You would need those more when you are on the outside of the ship. You would not even be able to get this through the windows in the event of an emergency. I would say that this is an improper use of nautical safety equipment. Oh, I'll be needing these.
Oh, I'd better cover up my hands before I leave the cabin. I wouldn't want anyone thinking I'm a circus freak.
You ever just like get current year printed on like a journal that you buy?
After spending so much time reading this book, I think I've learned a thing or two about Polynesian culture. I received a mysterious package at my house. I stored all its contents in my locked suitcase. I
Play?
received a mysterious package at my house. I stored all its contents in my locked suitcase.
I wonder if this game will like be as racist as H.P. Lovecraft.
I love this. I have the worst memory. I forgot the combination again.
Wait a minute, that card.
I always bring my journal with me to write things down.
Do you think it might be 506? Wait a minute, that journal. What could the solution be? 5. Okay, wait a minute, that journal. Okay, 0 is the next number. Okay. Oh man, what could the third number be? Wait, I've got it. Maybe it's 6. Whoa.
Right, now it's open.
Oh, is that weapons?
This strange and sharp relic came in the package I received at home.
Yeah, we're gonna take that.
I saw this island in one of my unsettling dreams. I drew it as soon as I woke up.
Should I take that with me? I mean, I can just like look at the title screen if I ever need to see that again. Oh, I guess all I can do is rotate it or take it. So I'm taking it.
Harry Everhart, my husband, my partner, and my dear old pal.
Find him. Sometimes you have to write yourself a reminder, you know?
A brass key with the letters CW engraved on it, and some enigmatic instructions.
Enigmatic. 74 miles east of Otaheite. And that's all I need.
We're all set, madam. The motorboat is
What
ready.
was I thinking when I brought all these dresses on this trip?
What was I thinking?
I think I've overpacked.
How silly of me. Alright, well I think I've got all my things then.
Okay, Nora. From here on out, you're on your own.
Your dear old pal.
Lower the motorboat. Be careful.
Whenever you're like looking for her somewhere, do you like pull out a Polaroid picture of her and write "find her" on the bottom? Like if you get separated at the mall or something, you should probably do that. Like it's a good idea to help you remember what you're doing.
I'll see you in 3 days then.
If you know, like you go out to a festival or something and you get lost in the crowd, just like pull out a Polaroid and write "find her" on that,
Take care.
so you remember.
Thank you, Captain Hodgson.
Oh, well, there we are. We're already 74 miles east of whatever it was.
Enough to
Oh,
travel
Tahiti.
across half the world. Just miles away from where my husband is supposed to be. You left a year ago to search for a cure for my affliction. Your letters kept me close to you, but suddenly they stopped coming. What happened, Opal? What did you find? Whatever it was, it led you to hire a crew and set sail from San Francisco to Tahiti.
Yeah, yeah.
And from there to this place.
I wake up every day and I go like, oh,
That the locals
it's been nearly a year now that I've been doing game roulette streams once a week.
everything is
I need to remember today to do another one of those so I can complete the streak.
May sound. Is this the island I dreamed about? This can't be a coincidence.
Taped to monitor find game roulette. You know, I have a journal where I write down my login for my computer. It has Journal 2023 printed on the front.
Idyllic island, surrounded by
And I wrote that like somewhere in like one of the middle pages.
stakes to keep anybody from entering. Why? There's definitely something strange about this place.
It would be kind of neat to see, you know, a game as brightly colored as this devolve into like a fucked up horror game. Alright.
Okay.
Oh, nobody came with me.
Let's see if I can find any
All right.
trace of you around here.
An unaccompanied woman in the 1930s?
I'll leave my
What,
things
that's
here
illegal.
until I find somewhere to camp.
Yeah, we'll just leave my things in that boat. I'm sure it won't go anywhere.
Tent. So somebody was on this island recently.
Hmm. Ooh, give me that.
This machete is completely worn down. The blade is dull.
Dumb. Oh good, someone left a note for me.
Written in French. I only understand two words: ill and mort, island and death.
Oh, do you speak French? What does this say? Oh, the hydration redeem? Okay, I'd better hydrate. Alright. Hold on. Oh, do you speak French? Or are you, like, typing it into Google Translate?
It must be
Well.
a warning about the dangers of the island.
Oh, okay, good, good. Well, if you get a response, I'll go back to where the note is. But otherwise, I'd better keep
Something
moving.
was dragged to the sea. By the looks of these marks, it was heavy.
What could have been dragged to the sea? I wonder if it was like a giant version of this little boat here.
A miniature va'a, a Polynesian outrigger canoe. Beautifully crafted, too.
Wow. I bet if somebody were to like drag one of these to the sea, it would leave like two big marks in the sand. Just saying. I don't seem to have a sprint button.
Feel quite
Oh,
good.
actually I do.
dare
I
say
tried
can walk
shift.
A little faster than usual.
Oh.
Those markings seem to represent the sea. I'll make a note of them in my journal. It might come
Ah,
in
yes,
handy.
obviously. They had to put a sign that says, "This is the sea," in the sea, so that people would know when they're looking at the sea. That's good. Boy, even the sprint is pretty slow.
Looks like it opens from the other side.
Yeah, I do like this art style. I like that it's not going for like super realism. It's like mildly cartoony. Just because, like, if it was more realistic than this, then it would just look very generic and bland. Dark Souls
These
open from the
ruins
other
are
side.
on Unu. This seems to be telling a story.
Hmm. She seems to be, like, pretty knowledgeable and open-minded about other cultures, which is not at all in line with Lovecraft. Every single thing she examines here should be accompanied with, these people are primitive and stupid, and they're probably all criminals, and I hate them. She should be going around like, if only white people occupied this island, it would be better.
It may look peaceful, but clearly somebody wants to keep outsiders off this island.
It is interesting how, like, all of these paths and everything are set up in such a way that they expect people to be entering from that exact spot of beach.
So why build such a big one?
From what I've read, Polynesians don't need doors. That's a weird thing to read, but okay. They just don't need them. They can phase through walls. Isn't that right?
Something's missing here.
Hmm.
Well, that did something.
You know, I did try to pick up everything not nailed down. Like, I picked up the little boat, but it didn't let me keep the boat. Wait, who's that? Who could this sign be for?
What? Someone carved my name in the back of this Unu.
Hmm.
A carving tool.
A carving tool. Sure is. Wow.
This box. CW. Those are the initials on the brass key.
Wait a minute. That key!
It opens it.
Oh, okay.
So whoever sent me this key was here.
It's a shank. Hmm. What did they mean by this? I'd better rotate it to the other side. Hmm. A blank. What could that mean?
This is starting to look like a scavenger hunt.
Hey, she said it, not me. Was it necessary to put that, like, illustrated clue in a locked box? Why not just put a note that says, like, hey, pick up the tile on the ground that's next to the flower wreath? I mean, it was already locked. Like, nobody was gonna find it by chance. This looks like it could solve a puzzle somewhere. Like, what a, like, small piece of information to hide within a locked box. You could have put so much more in there.
It works.
It works.
This may be the first time I trespass a private property. My childhood in Newburyport wasn't exactly the most thrilling thing.
It's really fortunate that, like, none of these papers and photos have blown away.
Harry, you were here. You were here and defeat you and all your crew.
They look like they were here looking for King Kong.
Lady Shannon? That name sounds familiar. I'd better check my journal.
Lady Shannon? Oh, nice. Weapons and explosives. Oops. My journal. Yep, I figured out that part. Yep, that means the sea. Okay, cool. That's a lot of text. I know some of these words. Nora, remember this. It's your front door. You ever take a photo of your front door and be like, remember this? It is a pretty important thing to remember. You have to remember where you live. Okay.
A mechanical bridge? That doesn't fit in with Polynesian traditions either.
They were much too primitive to have access to technology.
This reminds me of those slot machines that Harry and I saw at the Atlantic City Pier. The Polynesian version.
It's a Polynesian slot machine. Alright, what happens when I turn it to this? Looks like nothing. I've learned that this one means the sea. That also does nothing. Okay, let's switch it over to football. What happens when I put it in football mode? Ah, nothing. Alright, what happens when I switch it to sick ramps? Nothing. And spikies? Maybe you're supposed to, like, enter a very specific combination in order to make something happen. That must be what it is. So this is kind of reminding me of something like Myst, where I probably have to, like, look elsewhere on the island and find a puzzle solution. Of course, the difference in a game like Myst would be, like, it doesn't give you a nice convenient journal to write down all of those puzzle solutions automatically.
It's been years since I took such a long walk.
A game like that would make you actually write the shit down yourself, or just try to remember it.
I can feel the air is denser here in this mangrove swamp.
Now, if I were a Polynesian, where would I write down the combination to my mechanisms?
Rays of
Whoa.
sunlight shining through. Another symbol.
Eh? Yeah, playing Witness. I've seen people stream that before, and yeah, I remember exactly stuff like this happening. Okay, so there's the three triangles symbol. Ah, yeah, I could see that.
World, I wouldn't mind crossing the other half. But I have to do it with you, old pal.
Is she talking about her husband again when she says old pal? Oh, could this be the combination I'm looking for?
So beautiful.
Old pal.
What were these birds called? Lorikeets. Cole's lorikeets.
Lorikeets. Wasn't that the name of that Korean revenge movie, Old Pal? Well, now there's just all kinds of symbols over here. There's way too many to keep track of. E. Oh, what's this? Is this a little birdhouse on this one?
Lorikeet feathers scattered around this moon. I'll draw the symbol in my journal.
Yeah, there's probably feathers all around it because there's a fucking birdhouse attached to it.
Polynesian chieftains
No, it's
gave
probably a
their
puzzle
names to
solution of
lorikeet
some
feathers.
kind.
What a lovely souvenir.
Sorry, I'm fucking around with your house. Old Pal was the American remake. Wasn't that Spike Lee that made that movie? I always kind of forget about that. I forget that that movie exists. Oh, hey, maybe this one actually opens from this side. Shortcut unlocked.
That's convenient.
That's convenient. Yeah, okay. It's getting a little bit Lovecrafty. Of course, she didn't actually take the feather. She's gonna wait until she finds, like, an actual, like, ornamental headdress and then just take that home. After she kills the owner of it, of course. It belongs in a museum, not in the hands of these primitive people. They can't appreciate it like I can. Here's another one.
Is a Polynesian fishing technique. There's another symbol inside it.
Ah, yes. Putting a symbol inside it is also a fishing technique.
Bonefish hook.
What was that?
Bonefish hook.
Oh, okay. One more time.
Bonefish hook.
You say it was a bone what?
Bonefish hook.
Yeah, she said it was a fishing technique. Not this, though. This is a bonefish hook, I think.
Bonefish hook.
Laying a board in the water is a fishing technique. Yeah, obviously. I'm actually not sure if the board has anything to do with it, or if it's just like the little fence in the pool here. I don't know. I mean, look, they got some fish. There they are. Fish acquired. It looks like I should be able to cross these rocks here, but it's not letting me. Yeah, well, you have to make sure you carve that little sick ramp symbol into the board. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Oh, okay, so that symbolizes a fish. That's how you get it to work. So you have to carve the symbol for a fish into your board in order to catch the fish. Hmm. This is really like starting to border on walking simulator. Hmm. Okay, so I have found, what was it? 4 symbols. And there's 5 slots for a combination here. So maybe I have to find one more? I don't know. I'm a little lost. You know, this is kind of like a Monkey Island 3D of sorts. Except if Monkey Island was not funny.
What a beautiful mountainous landscape.
Wow. You can only see it through that hole. Oh, maybe that means that's the symbol for mountain. Okay. Alright. Well, I wonder if that's the order of the combination then. I don't know, judging by like the puzzle fare that I've run into so far, I'm half expecting the combination to just be carved on the back of this device. Oh my god! Oh no! Oh, it is. Okay. Alright. So, first it's the sun symbol. Wow. There's that. What was the order after that? Bird, and then mountain, then water, and then fish. So that one's bird, that one's mountain. I don't know what that symbol is, but that one's water. I don't know what that one is either. That one's fish.
Well, I guess I hit the jackpot.
Unbelievable.
That's my ticket across the river then.
I swear I didn't do that on purpose either. I didn't, like, see the pattern on the back of the device beforehand. Like, jeez. I literally just called that the second before it happened. Wow. Okay. That's another, like, handy security tip. Like, if you buy, say, like, a combination lock, it's very helpful to just, like, carve the combination into the back of the lock. That way, if you ever forget it, you can look at the back of the lock. But other people probably wouldn't think to do that. Oh, I got an achievement.
How long have I been walking? I've lost track of the time. Wow, what is this place? I'd better have a look around
What is this
abandoned village.
place?
Harry's crew might have stayed here.
How do you know it's abandoned? There might be people here.
Something missing here?
Hmm. Looks like a sort of puzzle.
The Everhard expedition. They set up camp here.
Wow. Is this another puzzle solution right here?
Guardians.
Well, it doesn't have any moving parts, so maybe not.
Fascinating.
Fascinating. These ancient geometric stone structures are not Polynesian. What purpose did they serve?
like some of the crew members didn't get along too well.
They were having an argument one day and somebody decided to take a photo of this precious memory. Remember all those times we argued? He's warning us about those ruins. He says that some sort of forbidden ritual took place there. I loved when we had that argument about the forbidden ritual. I'm so glad we have a photo to commemorate that moment. Oh, nice, nice. It's real Bioshock now.
You said you've been on this island before.
Yes. Some years ago. I made a rookie mistake.
Somebody literally said, I'm putting this in my cringe compilation.
Like a better spot. Less than an hour. Had gone. By the way, suddenly, my bar, my canoe overturned. And I got this lovely souvenir from that mistake.
Heavens, what gave you that scar?
It's not a what, but a who. I don't know. I didn't get a good look at it. But it seemed like a sea creature I never seen. Anyway, I was lucky enough to reach that Whiteson beach. The one where we landed on the island. A man came 3 days later and got me out of there. He brought me to the port of Papeete without speaking a single word. Time passed, and I promised myself that I would go on with my life and forget about this damn island.
Why did you agree to return to the island then?
I need to know what happened to me, to discover the truth.
I need about, like, 500 more of these tape recorders scattered around the island to convey the story to me. Pretty nice hammock. Looks cozy here. Now, is this like somebody's toy car? Or maybe it's just like a boat they're working on? This boat is way too small, though. Is this like a boat for ants? It needs to be at least 3 times that size.
So now you believe in magic, old pal?
He gave one of these amulets to each of us. The amulet.
Polynesian man covered in tattoos. I'm not sure if he looks angry or scared. Well, what well?
Could he be afraid of that well? You ever just, you know, you have your friend, like, pissed off at you, and so you decide to go snap some photos of him? And then you write on the back of those photos, like, he's mad at me. He's mad at me because we argued about this well. I mean, who doesn't do that every day of their life? Oh, nice. They were playing board games.
Cared much for games of chance.
Interesting.
This fella sounds
July
like a
14th, 1934. I invented a new board game, but nobody else seems to find it as fun as I do. I need to work on rebalancing it, if we're ever going to get these game nights off the ground. I mean, that's good that, like, whoever this is, you know, decided to vent their thoughts by doing a little journaling. That's a good way to, you know, externalize your anger in a healthy way.
Filling an ancient hatch with dynamite sounds like a fool's errand to me.
Oh, nice. The ancient hatch.
Ooh, looks like someone didn't like you very much, Harry.
Got him. I have already depicted myself as the Chad and you as the Soy Jack. You are already defeated. What, there aren't any, like, special notes carved into the back of this mirror or anything? No commentary about how the mirror got broken? Nothing? I can blind myself with the sun.
Who worries this much about their appearance in a place like this? Nice comb.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever seen a comb and been like, nice comb. Maybe if it was made of solid gold or something. Dang. No
They were
gun.
packing a lot of heat when they came to this island, but they took all the guns with them.
Lame. Wish I had a gun.
His real name was Costas?
Okay.
Looks like this fellow was a real...
There's nothing written on the backs of these photos. How am I supposed to, like, understand anything about them?
Quite a looker. A fashion model, maybe.
Hollywood stuntman? Maybe they were looking for King Kong.
Very neat.
I'm pretty sure she had the exact same sweater or whatever, like, in her luggage on the ship. Coincidence?
Damn it. Someone on the expedition died.
What? Oh, there's a little grave back here.
A farewell message from a friend.
Hmm.
I never thought that this expedition would cause anybody's death. I'm sure Harry never thought so either.
Man, that board game was so bad,
He'd never have come here.
it bored this guy to death. What a shame.
Did they use all the dynamite?
They didn't save any dynamite for me?
Explosives. Looks dangerous. What a delicate piece of craftsmanship.
Wow.
He seems confused, as if he was having a hard time writing this down.
So he crossed out the explosion, it looks like. Okay.
I hadn't been close to a grave since my mother's burial. Shortly after she died, my lovely Dalmatian spots, as Harry used to call them, appeared. I thought it was nothing. The river cuts through that canyon. It doesn't look safe to cross. An amulet with a carved Marquesian cross. The symbol represents balance and protection. Look at this little fella.
What a nice little fella. Okay. I think I've gathered enough information now to go and do more puzzle.
Oh, I must have found the luxury huts. Pretty swanky. Look at him. Giddy as a schoolboy. Icor?
Black... what?
Look at him. Giddy as a schoolboy. Icor?
Eichel? Ooze? Oh,
I've
is this
seen Harry
puzzle?
keep even restaurant checks for bookkeeping. He would never tear up a piece of valuable information.
Oh, dang, there's no way to ever, like, put this back together. Oh man, this is gonna be impossible. Oh geez, how am I ever gonna solve this? Hmm. Oh no. Well, this has got to be a corner piece, right? Oh geez, oh man. When your puzzle is literally a jigsaw puzzle. And I have to like move the whole thing down to make space now. Mm-hmm. I can really see how this confounded them for months. Got it. They seem to represent sea creatures. Family symbols? The order of the symbols is important. What is the connection with each tiki? Okay. So it goes turtle, shark, I think that's a stingray, and octopus.
It's being ripped out of something else.
Wait a minute, that card.
You put together quite an expedition, Harry, and all just for little old me.
Wow.
Jeepers, a stranded ship.
Jeepers! Okay, well, I've about hit the time limit on Call of the Sea. Yeah. I don't know. It alright. The puzzles are not my favorite. A lot of it is, like, very obvious. I mean, when it comes down to, like, literally printing the solution to the puzzle on the back of the puzzle mechanism, that's, like, maybe a little too easy. Yeah, could have stood to be a little more obtuse. So, that one's done. About to move on to what is probably the final game, and that's going to be Pix Ross. I really hope that this is literally a Picross game, because honestly I really enjoy Picross puzzles. So let me go and extract that. Let's see here. Pix Ross. I mean, I could enjoy sitting here and playing Picross for 45 minutes, but I don't know how much other people would. Let's pull it up and see what we got here. All right. I don't know who Ross is, but I'm about to see his pics. Would you like to play a tutorial puzzle to learn how to play pics, Ross? I'm gonna say no. Oh yeah, so it's literally just Picross. I know how to do this. So if you've never played Picross before, these are like pretty fun puzzles. Like each number that you see on a column or a row will tell you like how many squares you're supposed to fill in on that row. So like if you see a 5, it's all 5 of them. If you see a 1, that means only 1 square is supposed to get filled in. And so you cross those out. So like on these other ones, I know that 3 squares are supposed to be filled in, so you know it's either 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. But I don't know yet. I need more data. And when you see 2 numbers like this, that means first there's going to be 1 square filled in, then at least 1 blank space, maybe more, and then 2 in a row filled in. So that means 1, 2, 3. And that's kind of the basics of Picross. You just kind of extrapolate that to like higher numbers, and eventually you solve the puzzle and you get a little picture. So since this one only has 3, I know this one has to be an X because it can't possibly reach that far. Yeah, Picross puzzles are pretty cool. And this one, it's the same as that row, so 1, 1, 2. And these 5s, those are the easy ones because, you know, it's all 5. And look at that, I finished the puzzle and it was a little airplane. Anyway, I'm really good at Picross. I have finished Picross 3D Round 2 for the 3DS 100%. And I have a Picross game on my phone that I play a good amount. Look, when it's a 5x5 puzzle, you have to use your imagination a little. Once it gets to be like a 10x10 or a 20x20, then it's like a legit little like piece of pixel art. So I know I can cross out those 1s. On another thing, so you see on one of these columns, it's 1 and 1. I know that it can't be both of these squares because the 1s cannot be right next to each other. Otherwise, this would become 2. So these are guaranteed squares. And let's see, what else? Okay, so on this row, I know we've got 3 single squares, so those have to be X's, and those have to be 1s. And then there's nothing in that column and nothing in that column, so there you go. That's a little flower. Isn't that nice? Wow, you'll do great. Yeah, I know I will. Let's see how fast I can just crank one of these out. Because I'm like very good at Picross. Done. That's a telephone. Minecraft looking ass pictures. Now these are clearly higher resolution pictures than you can have in Minecraft. Let's see. Okay, once we get to puzzle number 8, they're going to be 10x10s. So I'm just going to crank out some 5x5s real quick. Oops, hold on. Oh crap, I don't know how to undo that. Let's do that. I guess I don't need to undo that because they were correct anyway. Skip level, go to hard. Hey, don't worry, this is going to take no time at all. You don't even have to think about solving the puzzles, you just get to see all of the pretty pictures I create. Look, I made that key in 20 seconds. Have a blast. Alright, easy, 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 easy. Got that, got that, got that. And it's a flag, wow. That took 9 seconds. I'm rooting for you. Cool. Alright, so nothing there. We got that, that, and that. And then this and this. It's a little UFO. You got this. Okay, I know that. That, and that, and that, and that. Let's see. What else? This. And this. It's the moon. Okay, so now we're at number 8. Now you'll see how a 10 by 10 goes. These are a little harder, but okay, this is going to be no problem. So like 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. I actually went too fast there and skipped a couple of squares. So for some of the others, it gets a little more complicated. Like, okay, I know those are 0. There's nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. All right, now I know there's 8 on this row, which checks out because I've got 2 X's, so it's just boom. And that, and that, and that, and that. 10 by 10s are also pretty easy. It's Mario. Clearly. Alright, here's another 10. When you got a 10, it's easy. You can just, like, instantly get that done. Now here's a little tip. When you've got a 6, you know for sure that this square and this square are always going to be filled in. Because you cannot have 6 in a row and not have both of those squares filled in. So there's kind of, you know, a logic to Picross puzzles like that. This one, it's a 6 with 1s on each side of it, so I know I can do this. And that's actually gonna write off that whole row, so it has to be that exact layout. And this is another good Picross strategy mechanic. When you've got an X right here, and you know there are 2 numbers in the row, I know that goes 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4 in each direction from that X. Following me? So that's kind of like a little mental shortcut you get there. Yep, okay. That's good, I got that. 2, 2, and there we go. It's a car. Alright. Oh, it goes up to intermediate and advanced, large, animals. Oh, cool. Alright, there's a lot of puzzles here. Alright. Intermediate. Wow, there's a lot of 10 by 10s. Oh, I don't even have access to anything higher than 10 by 10. So I'll just have to kind of like work through some of these real quick. Yep. Beginner, intermediate, yeah. Animal. Alright. Okay, so here's another cool, Mario. Here's another cool Picross strategy tip for you. This column has 1 and 5. Since I've already filled in 2 squares, and the 1 has not gone grayed out, that means I know this is a continuous line of 5. And that's very helpful. Alright. Alright, all good there. I'm like really good at Picross. I've got like years of strategy developed over here, so I can just like fly through these puzzles. Sometimes I can't even like stop to explain how I'm playing Picross so well. Although I will say, you know, I've got a Picross game on my phone, and a cool feature of the one that I've got is whenever you fill in all of the squares in a row or column, it'll auto-fill the rest with X's, if it's only X's that are left. So let's see. Just gotta finish up this Mario real quick. There he is, it's Mario, the ladybug. Alright, I gotta see if I can get up to animal level. So, like, when you know the number is higher than 5, then some number of squares in the middle have to be filled in. So, like, a 7 has to go 2 spaces past the middle, because 5 is the middle. And a 9, it has to go all the way up to the last square. 8 has to go 2 squares away from the edge in both directions. There's a lot of little, like, mental shortcuts like that in Picross puzzles that help out your strategery a lot. There's that whole row finished. Yep. I know there's nothing here. I know that I can make this an X because there's 2 in this column, and I don't have 2 consecutive spaces, so, you know, just rule out that corner. I kind of wish Picross was, like, more of a mainstream puzzle in the US. Oh, look, it's a tank. Because I'm pretty sure they were, like, invented in Japan, and it's a pretty popular type of puzzle game in Japan. Like, I think they actually will print puzzles like this in the newspaper and stuff, along with, like, you know, daily crosswords or Sudoku or whatever. And I would love to see that here, because it's really cool. I mean, it's not just you solving a number puzzle like a Sudoku, but, like, once you're done solving the puzzle, you get a cool little picture. And sometimes, when you start to see the picture form, that can kind of give you a hint of what you're working towards. Oh, that one's an information. Alright. So, like, the Picross game that I've got on my phone is called Luna Story. It's Mario. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I've got a Picross game called Luna Story, and it's pretty cool. It's got 2 modes, and so, like, there's normal mode, which is similar to what I'm doing here. You know, it's just you solve the puzzle and you get a picture of a thing. It's also got big mode, and the way big mode works is you effectively would do a puzzle like this, and that gives you like 10% of a larger picture. And after you solve all of the puzzles, then you have a giant picture to look at the end. And that's a pretty cool feature. What do you think this one's going to be? Is this going to be Mario? I think this is going to be Mario's famous Power Star that he collects in Super Mario 64. Wow, look at that. Yeah, Luna Story is free. It has some ads on it, so like sometimes you'll see a banner ad at the bottom of the screen, and it used to play like short video ads at times, but it kind of seems like the more I played it, the less it would actually play those ads. So like I rarely get those anymore. There's also a Luna Story 2, which I'm planning to get into after I finish regular Luna Story. Going under. Alright, alright. Another thing in like Picross strategy is the idea of assumed symmetry. So like when you notice that the numbers on each end are like exactly the same, then you know that if something is true on one side, then it is true on the other. It's another one of those helpful mental shortcuts. And that's what Picross is all about, man. It's about discovering those mental shortcuts to help you solve the puzzle faster. So I can assume this and this. And this and this. Then probably this and this. And there we go. It's an alien. It just did one on the side. Shitty Picross clone didn't make a picture. Oh no. That's the whole point. That's the pick in the Picross. Also, like, Picross 3D Round 2 on the 3DS is also great. It's kind of exactly what it sounds like. It takes puzzles like this and, like, extrapolates them into 3D. So you kind of, like, solve one segment of the puzzle at a time, and then you get, like, a full-on 3D model at the end. Not just one picture. So that's, like, advanced Picross. This one looks like it might be another Mario. Umbrella. Better not get that extra legally on my 3DS. Alright. Oh dang, I only need 150 stars to unlock Advanced. And then I could get Large also. Oh dang. So many categories. Okay, well I think let's have a look at Advanced. Do these go into like 15 by 15s? These are still 10 by 10s. Oh, there's a 15 by 10. I've actually never seen that. Okay, let's try large then. Okay, here's some 15 by 15s. What, are there no 20 by 20s in this game? Wow, what an amateur baby Picross game. Okay, well, let's just go with the suggested name Perky Whistle. I mean, you have to go with that, obviously. That's a world-class name. Let's just go into their most advanced large puzzle here and do a 15 by 15. This is one where, like, you really have to put your X's to use. So I know this whole column and this whole row are nothing. Let's see. Alright, so when I've got a 10... Well, let me show you a little strategy that I know for this one. So I've got a 1 and a 10 in this column. Let's assume the 1 is the very first square. So you would have to have a 1 and then an X. And then 10 of the remaining squares could potentially be filled in. So you could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then, if you start again from the bottom, any squares that overlap have to be filled in. So I would have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's the minimum number of squares that I can fill in on that row. Now I can do a similar thing for this 8, except I have to subtract 2 squares from each side, so 1, 2, 3, 4 is the most I can do there. And that kind of helps. That gives me a little more information on this row. It lets me know that I already filled in the 2 there. There's still a 4 to the right, which means it has to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this gives us a lot of information. That's another aspect of Picrossing, is every single square you fill in, that's information. So this column can only go 1, 2 or 1, 2, meaning all of these must be X's. Same thing in this column. And that's a ton of information. Remember, an X is as valuable as a filled-in square, if you know it for sure. Okay. So let's see, I think on this row I would be kind of stuck, because like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so at least here, I know that's an X. That's one valuable piece of information. Okay, now there's 12 on this row. That's a pretty high number. We can do something with that. So there's, let's see, 5, 8. Oh, there's only 12 squares left on this row, right? Let me see, that's 5. Wait, that would make, yeah, 8, and then 4 more. Yeah, 12. That's that row finished. Alright, alright. Now this one we got... Okay, I've got still 9 squares possible on this row, so I can do that. Yeah, yeah. That gives us a lot of information. Oh no, I fucked up! Wait, why does it say I have... Oh, maybe that's how many times I'm allowed to fuck up. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, and most Picross games will have a system like that where, like, you have X number of fuck-ups that you can make before you have to restart the puzzle. Which has never happened to me because, obviously, I am a Picross god. Alright, alright. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, good shit, good shit. I know Picross emotes then? I've never played a Picross game on a stream before, actually. I'm actually, like, pretty thrilled for this, because I play Picross all the time, off-stream, but, you know, usually just on my phone or 3DS. So, like, I am thrilled to get on here and actually, like, show off my Picross god skills. Look at that. I just annihilated those rows. I got all their squares. Got a couple more there. Oh, that's that one finished. That's finished. Got that. I got that. Finished. Done. Oh boy. I've got, like, that whole bottom sector done now. That's most of the puzzle. Alright, alright. It is pretty big. I wish they had 20 by 20s in this game. I guess, like, Pix Ross is just, you know, Picross for babies. Because they're afraid to go all the way to 20. Alright. It's also interesting how, like, Pix Ross will actually, like, um, mark off points if you place an X incorrectly. Usually in a Picross game, you can place X's wherever the fuck you want, but you can also erase your X's later. But it would be actually filling in a wrong square that counts as a fuck up. So look at that, it's a whale. So that's a nice 15 by 15 puzzle. You get a more detailed little picture. I wonder what these are with the, like, little check marks. Also, what are challenges? Bomb. A single mistake fails the puzzle instantly. That one's... I don't like that, because sometimes you just misclick. You need to, like, have some level of forgiveness. Because, like, especially if you're playing on a phone or something, sometimes you just fat finger the squares. Clues disappear over time. That's fucked up. Yeah, I don't like those challenges. I wonder what generate puzzle is. What's this gonna be? Is this just gonna be like a pure puzzle that doesn't result in a picture at the end? I'm kind of intrigued here. So this is a 13 by 9 puzzle? That is weird. I mean, I'll try it. I am kind of a Picross god, after all. I've never ventured into, like, abstract Picrossing. What a weird idea. I mean, I always knew that it was theoretically possible. But I also thought, why would somebody want to do that when you don't get any kind of picture? It's so weird. Okay, and I do see it is indeed that they give you 3 strikes, and then you're out. Okay. That's an X. That goes right there. I'm literally gonna just solve this puzzle and not be rewarded with a neat picture at the end. Can you imagine? Okay, I can do that. Only puzzle, no fun. Yeah, and Picross has been around for a pretty good long time too. Like, I know one of the Super Famicom games you can play on the Nintendo Switch Online is Mario Picross. So, and that was on a Super Nintendo. So it's been around at least that long. Okay, okay. It's getting a little tricky now at the end here. Alright, that row is done. I'm getting there now. About to be finished with this completely joyless Picross puzzle. The background music even sounds a little tragic. It's like, why would you even want to do this? There it is. Random. Plus 10. Thanks, Pix Ross. Thanks for that image of static that I'm rewarded with. If you ever wanted to do a Picross puzzle that resulted in TV static, well, now you can. What's the most expensive one to unlock? Miscellaneous was 350. So let's unlock those and see if there's anything, like, more challenging. No. There's no, I can't believe there's no 20 by 20s in this. Oh well. I will say, though, I haven't really dipped into the, like, asymmetrical Picrosses like they have here, like 15 by 10s. I've only done, you know, 5 by 5, 10 by 10, 15 by 15, 20 by 20, and then big mode. So that's a little odd, too. Let's do an oblong one. Let's do this 15 by 10. How exotic. This is a new type of Picross for me. Yep, okay. I'm breaking new ground here. Alright. This is going to be, elongated Mario, I guess. Do you think in, Super Mario Picross, all of the puzzles are Mario? They could be. Metal Mario. Alright. You know, Minesweeper would be a lot cooler if the mines formed a picture at the end. It would definitely be a better game than it is. It is really, like, kind of throwing me off having to manually put the X's in after I've got a whole row or column finished. I'm not used to having to do my own legwork like that. Alright, and it's a castle. Cool, cool. That's kind of like a Metal Mario. Yeah, that's a neat idea anyway. Let's crank out a 5x5 real quick. Good luck. Like I'll need it. You take me for some kind of scrub? I did that in 5 seconds. Got explosion. Beach castle. Okay. I wonder what this is that I have 0% of. Style? Wait, what? What's this? Machine? Ooh. Okay, so they have a little gacha mechanic to unlock stuff. Ooh. I unlocked stripes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm really surprised Picross is not more popular with, like, the general public. Especially since it's, like, the kind of puzzle that could be printed in a newspaper or something. That, you know, I feel like anybody could learn. I don't know if I like all of these different, like, square designs. The new backgrounds are cool. But, you know, I feel like the, like, visual integrity is important in Picross. You don't want to have, like, a bunch of fancy patterns on all your squares. But let's try it. I'll do, like, a brick texture and stripes and pixel, and then just do, like, a 10 by 10 puzzle like that. Loot box, loot box, loot box! I mean, I guess this is still fine. I don't know if I love the stripes. Yeah, I don't know. This is fine. But honestly, I just kind of think that regular old squares is best. I made the trombopoline. Wow. Yeah. I don't know. Loot box, it's kind of cool. They added that in to kind of put a little more replayability in the game. Ooh, leaves background. Fancy. So now you're not solving puzzles just to get the cool picture at the end. You're also solving puzzles to get loot box. It's brilliant. Alright. Now here's another quick Picross tip for you. Sometimes you know exactly how to fill in a row or a column just by looking at the numbers. So like this one, the total number of these numbers right here is 8. And when you've got 3 digits, that means obviously those numbers are going to be filled in, and then there have to be 2 blank spaces left over. Oh hey, it's Seth, what's up? I'm teaching my friend here how to play Picross. This is a puzzle game that I'm actually like very familiar with, so I'm like teaching him how it works. So like, as I was saying, like the total number filled in here is 8, and you have 2 blank spaces left over. So that means all 10 of your spaces are accounted for, which means you can just go 1, skip, 5, skip, 2. And anytime you see that exact combination of numbers, you can just fill that right in. Let's see. What else? We can do this. We can do this. Got those 7s done. I think I'm going to switch back to the default visual style, And then if you too want to learn how Picross works, I can run through another quick tutorial session. I have no idea what's going on here. Oh man, well that will probably make it very difficult to understand how Picross works. But basically, I'm solving a logic puzzle here, and once I finish with it, it shows me the picture that I formed. Apparently that was a tram. I don't know about that one. But anyway, let me like switch back to a different visual theme here. We'll just go back to default. Alright. Front page of Google, linking to Steam. Picross Love is a classical puzzle game in the company of beautiful women. Win their hearts by resolving logical puzzles. Quick, you have to link me to that game. What's the link? Where can I buy it? How much is it? I need to get it. Anyway, let's start a fresh puzzle here. So, the way Picross works is when you see all of these numbers along each row and column, that's the number of squares that you have to fill in that column. And so I know that this is a 10 by 10 puzzle. So, oh shit, $2? I might have to get it. I have to get it. Anyway, so yeah, on this row, I know that I have to fill in 8 squares. And since there's only 10, then that means the 6 squares in the middle have to be filled in. Because there is no single row of 8 squares that exists that doesn't include these 6. And same with these 2 columns right here. I can fill in at least that much of them until I figure out what I'm doing. And so here you can see I finished this cluster of 2. It means I can put X's on either side of those, because that's only going to be 2 in a row. And then right here, in this column, I know that at the bottom part, I've got 6 in a row. So, since there's only 7 squares here, I know for sure that 5 of those get filled in. I can do that again on the other side. And let's see. On this one, I can probably do a little something. So I know there has to be room for 1 square at the top and the bottom. That means I can assume like 1 and then X, and then 1 and then X. That means... oh, that means we've got this whole column figured out, actually. Because these add up to 8, and then you have to have 2 blank spaces in total, so I can do 1, 6, 1. And then over here, 1, 6, 1. And then here too, 1, 6, 1. Alright, alright. What else can I do here? Okay, I know this row is all done, so I can fill in X's in all the blanks. I'll end there as well. A lot of blanks, a lot of blanks, a lot of blanks. Okay, and I'm almost done here now. It's gonna be that, and that, and that, and that. It's a painting. Wow, that's kind of meta, isn't it? I just made a picture of a picture. Alright. Well, I guess I'll do one more quick puzzle. This one, I'll just, crank it out real fast. Oh, this isn't even a 10 by 10. It's really just a... what, an 8 by 8. That means there is a lot that I can just instantly fill in here. Alright, so when I've got a 3 and a 3 right here, that means, let's see, if I go 1, 2, 3, and then include an X, that means at least 2 of these have to be correct. And then on the other side too, at least 2 of those have to be correct. Man, I gotta say, like, once you get really good at Picross, like the Picross god that I am, it becomes surprisingly hard to slow yourself down and explain the logic of everything that you're doing. Because it's like, I feel like I just speak the language of Picross now, where it's like, all of these numbers and like everything that I need to fill in is just self-evident. Like, I don't even have to think about it. I just go. I'm just like, obviously this is true. Obviously this is correct. Mm-hmm. And then you can just like crank out the puzzles. Just like this. Just like that. And there's a laptop. Wario! Alright. Wow, I can't believe, like, the advanced puzzles are also, like, this small. I'm really sad there weren't any 20 by 20s in this whole game. Because I really wanted to, like, show off, you know, the upper limit of my Picross skills. Okay, I was looking at the timer at the bottom there and wondering if that icon meant, like, I could do it faster. Because I'm like, there was that one. I did this in 5 seconds. Can't get much faster than that. I'm a size Picrosser. I just really like Picrossing, though. I want to do an animal or two. 5 by 15, that's an interesting one. That is a challenging, like, mode for Picross. I have never conceived that a 5 by 15 Picross puzzle could exist. My eyes are being opened to, like, all kinds of new possibilities here. If you had told me before today there could potentially be a 5 by 15 Picross puzzle, I would have been like, you're crazy. There's no way they would ever do that. Picross would never do such a thing. And yet here we are, it's real. Like, wow. Like, I would have never assumed that I could intuitively do a 5 by 15 Picross puzzle. And, like, here I go. Just, like, getting right into it. Yeah, I mean, this is, like, opening my eyes. You could do a 10 by 25. I did that randomly generated one earlier that was, like, 9 by 13 or whatever. It doesn't even have to be, like, a multiple of 5. Like, why limit yourself at that point? Why not do, like, 100 by 100? It would take you a while, but you could. Interesting. Also, I was just thinking, like in the second it took me to, like, think of what square I could place next, it would be really funny to see somebody, like, try to backseat game me playing a Picross game. Just because, like, by the time you try to tell me which square to hit up, I'm already, like, 10 steps ahead. Oh shit. I'm already, like, halfway through the puzzle. before the message can get through. It's a snake. I kind of figured with that, like, elongated puzzle shape, it would basically have to be a snake. I want an animal puzzle that's a dog. Give me a dog. Yoshi. Damn, you almost had it. Okay. This one might be a dog. Just by, like, the general shape. This could be a dog. It's an exciting possibility. It could be a cat, too. Could be Mario. Could be Yoshi. It's a dog! Kick ass! Alright. Well, my plan was to just play the animals category. Donkey Kong! Fuck! My plan was to play the animals category until I got a dog. Because, you know, how could you not include a dog? So, okay, I've already gone over the time limit for Pix Ross, unfortunately. But honestly, like, I could sit and play this for, like, forever and just, like, impart on everybody just my Picross wisdom and the deep strategies I have developed over time. It's really interesting just, like, how quickly you can get to doing Picross puzzles once you get really good at it. Because, you know, like, even a 10x10 used to take me a few minutes to solve, like, guaranteed. And now, like, it's usually seconds. Like, the average 10x10, like, let me look at the kind of times I get on these. The dog took me 1 minute. Wait, hold on. What are these, like, blank squares down here? Do you unlock more? Maybe not. Maybe that's nothing. Yeah, okay, I thought maybe for a second, like, what if you, finish all the puzzles and then more unlock? I wanted to see if there was a 20x20 in there somewhere. Hold on, can you... Oh, no, never mind. I wanted to see if the, random puzzles would go up that high. Yeah, like, this 10x10 took 1 minute. That took 1:42, but I was probably, like, explaining myself a little more during these. Yeah, I feel like if I do an average 10x10, just, like, as fast as I can, yeah, 31 seconds. Like, if I'm explaining myself more, it'll take, like, 2 minutes. I'm gonna try and do, okay, one 10x10, just full concentration, complete silence, not explaining my strategies at all, and see, like, how fast I do it just at a leisurely pace. All right. A minute 8. So I guess, yeah, my average pace doing a 10 by 10 puzzle is about 1 minute. And doing like 5 by 5 puzzles, that's like, don't even make me laugh. That's like, it takes literally seconds for me to do when I'm not explaining how the puzzle works. Like 11 seconds on telephone, 20 seconds on key, 9 seconds on flag. The 5 by 5s are so easy. But yeah, anyway. Sadly, I can't play Picross all day. But yeah, this Picross, it's a pretty good Picross game. You know, not bad. I've seen a lot of others that exist out in the world. There's like Picross games with RPG elements and like story modes and stuff like that. All seems like pretty good fun. This is probably like my favorite just general logic puzzle. So, yeah, I highly recommend. Good game. I feel like I could get through this whole game in like an afternoon. I'm pretty quick at it. But yeah, good game. I enjoyed Pixross. And that's gonna be about the end here. Ooh, so that means this completes 1 full year of doing a game roulette stream once a week. This was the 52nd one. So now that is complete. I might continue doing this once a week, or I might change over and like just do one stream a week, even if it's not a game roulette. Yeah, roulette round the year. I have done it. Oh, pretty soon I need to do the next Game Roulette Awards show. I've kind of got the like awards and everything decided on, and I've got all the footage gathered from the past streams. So just as soon as I get a free day, I'm going to do that as well. I might potentially be able to do that tomorrow, but we'll see. Anyway, the original plan for this stream was that I was going to do random Game Gear games, but you know, I found out kind of last minute that I don't know where to get a Game Gear emulator or Game Gear ROMs, so I might need to look into something like that before I can actually do that stream. So that's kind of going to be the plan for next week, is I'm going to try to do Game Gear next time. So I'm not really going to do a wheel spin at the end here. I'm just gonna, you know, wrap things up. I'm going to say that Game Gear is the plan for next week, if I decide to keep up the weekly streak. Like I said, I had so many things get in my way that I thought were going to stop the weekly streak for sure. Like, I got sick 3 or 4 times, including the beginning of this week. I had a fever for 2 days. Yeah, I went out of town a couple of times and still kept up the streak for that. Like one trip to Minnesota and another trip to Alabama. Still kept up once a week despite taking those out of town trips, which is pretty great. Like I said at the beginning, this was the stream that God himself could not stop. And now that I'm at the end, I can actually say that with confidence. God couldn't stop me from doing this, as hard as he did try. And on that note, get grass touching stream set up. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of my swamp here. Thanks to everyone who was here tonight and everybody who attended any of the past year of weekly game roulettes. I definitely plan to keep on doing more of these. I am far from being sick of game roulette. I think it's always fun. Love the variety of it. So, yeah, probably next week will be Game Gear. if I don't decide to do something else. But until then, um, stream in spite of God trying to stop you from doing it, and remember to stay hydrated.